Global Configurator Plus is Extron's Pro Series control system configuration software. This application is used to set up and assign control functionality, then load projects onto TouchLink Pro touch panels, IP-Link Pro control processors, MediaLink Plus controllers, and eBus button panels. This tutorial will provide an overview of GC Plus and demonstrate how to navigate and use basic menu functions to create a system configuration for a single display environment. GC Plus software is available from the Extron website for download by all Extron insiders. To become an Extron insider, or for more information on Extron Pro Series control systems, please contact your Extron representative. Before starting on our configuration, let's take a quick look at our system drawing for the single display room. This will help determine all the devices and their connections prior to setup. Starting with control, the Extron DTP crosspoint matrix switcher with a built-in IPCP control processor will provide control for the system. Just like in the layout created in GUI Designer, the user interface for the application is a 10-inch Extron TouchLink Pro touch panel. The HDMI connections of the matrix switcher will be used by the room PC, Blu-ray player, document camera, laptop, and wall plate. The room is outfitted with a confidence monitor for annotator capabilities. An Extron DTP twisted pair receiver will send an HDMI video signal and connect with RS-232 control to the main display, a Canon projector. The motorized screen is connected via relay. The system is completed by 2 Extron speakers to provide audio reinforcement for the room. Let's launch GC Plus. We are welcomed by the What's New page, which provides valuable information on new products, announcements, updates, and resource highlights from Extron.com. Close the window and go to the main GC Plus configuration screen. For best practice, we'll start by saving our project with a specific file name. Go to the File menu and select Save As. Name the file Extron Training and save it to the desktop. This file will have a .gc plus file extension. To set up how GC Plus saves the project, sets device names, color themes, and preferences, click the Tools menu, then select Application Settings. In the pop-up window, we see various tabs to choose from. The first tab, Save and Backup, gives us the option to save on Verify. When enabled, GC Plus will automatically save a project when verifying connection to the control processor or the touch panel. The other option, Auto Backup, will automatically back up the GC Plus project at a specified time interval. This will create an alternative backup file with a .bak extension. The next tab is Device Naming. Here we can provide default name scripts for controllers, touch panels, and eBus button panels. The Themes tab allows us to change various color conditions to be more distinct. For our purposes, we'll change Condition Container Color 1 to Light Sky Blue. Notice here that the color boxes are listed alphabetically. Condition Container Color 2 will be set to Yellow-Green. Condition Container Color 3 will be Orange, and Khaki for Condition Container Color 4. Next, the Preferences tab provides basic options that can be enabled or disabled based on your personal workflow. We'll leave these as is and select OK. Additional GC Plus settings can be modified under the Project menu in Project Properties. Here we can give a descriptive project name and add any needed notes. It also enables us to attach project versions to various builds, identifying when the project was created and modified. The Audio Library tab allows us to import audio files for the project, such as a click sound to play anytime a button is pressed. The Email Template Manager allows us to create or edit custom email notifications that are delivered based on a configured trigger. Just click the plus icon to add an email template. To modify this new template, double-click it from the list to make the edits. For this lesson, we'll name the email Lamp Hours Room 111 and give it the same subject title. For the body description, enter "The lamp hours in room 111 have reached 1200 hours" and click OK. To configure use of an email notification, a contact recipient must be available in the system. In the Contact Manager tab, click on the plus icon to add a new contact. Double-click in the first name field and replace the default with your first name. Then update your last name and add your email address and then company. Click Close. With our project settings set up, the next step is to add a controller. Click the plus icon in the top left pane. The Add Controller pop-up provides the entire line of Pro Series control processors and controllers to choose from. The Extron DTP Crosspoint IPCP provides an IPCP Pro 350. Therefore, we will keep the default control processor selected. We'll leave the name of our control processor as is and change the IP address host name to 192.168.31.17. Notice that when the change is made, the name updates accordingly. For this application, we will ensure that Make Global Viewer Host is checked. This will designate the control processor as the global viewer host, allowing for monitoring and control access to connected devices over the network. By default, all control processors have the username as admin and the password as Extron, all in lowercase. We are not going to change these for this exercise. Next, verify connection with the control processor. To the right of this window is the Global Viewer pane, where we will create the organized structure for devices viewed on the Global Viewer web page. Click the plus sign to add a folder into the system. We'll double-click and change the name to Conference Room. Now, let's highlight it to ensure all the controller items will be placed in that folder, then click Add. Notice the control processor was added to the top left pane. If it changes, we can right-click and swap our controller to a different model. We'll keep it as is for our configuration. The Configuration Palette pane provides the tools needed to configure a system. System Settings contains the control processor name and connection settings, such as IP address and password. The Live Hardware Information pane verifies that the processor is connected to the system by displaying its information. Click the refresh icon on the far right. Once the connection is verified, all the system data will populate designated fields. In communication ports, we'll be assigning device drivers to the serial, IR, and Ethernet ports. For this system, we will add the document camera to serial port 1 and the projector to serial port 2. We'll use IR serial port 1 for the Blu-ray. Lastly, we'll add drivers to the Ethernet ports for the annotator and our DTP crosspoint matrix switcher. Driver packages for these devices are available in the Downloads section on the Extron website. For this tutorial, we will be using the set of provided drivers for the ECS Online tutorial. To add a driver for the document camera, select Serial Port 1 in the Communication Ports pane. Open the down arrow menu and select Add Driver. From the Driver Manager, we can import the driver files that we downloaded by clicking the Import Driver icon. Navigate to the